Hello, my friends. This video is specifically for other chronically ill people and their loved ones. If you want to get maybe their perspective on it that they don't know how to put into words for you. So I have gained 4 pounds. And if you've been following along, you know that I have been, since mid-January, I have been 99% sugar-free, 100% chemical-free. So no additives, no artificial sweeteners, no food coloring. So none of the additives that you put into food. Mom has been cooking all of our meals from scratch, so we're even limited on preservatives. We are eating organic as much as we can possibly find it. She would have to give me the percentage, but I think it's between 80 and 90% organic, everything that we're eating. I have been 100% alcohol free. I've been 100% gluten free for more than 2 years now. And like 99% dairy free. I have kept my calorie count between 1,200 and 1,600 calories, except for when I hit a weight plateau. And then I have had a day where I would go like up to 2,000 to make sure that my body wasn't thinking I was in starvation mode and hanging on to weight. I'm not eating after 7. I'm not eating before 7. So I'm intermittent fasting is only a 12-hour fast, but because I have low blood sugar and I pass out, at this point in time, that's the best I can do. I have increased my water to half a gallon to a gallon a day. Sometimes I get a whole gallon in. What else? I'm taking supplements right now that are specifically designed to heal you from chronic illness. I have been on those 2 weeks, I think. So you name it, I am currently doing it. Except this week I gained 4 pounds. And let me tell you what happened. So at the end of last week, I found out my car had been making a weird noise. So finally my dad had the time to, and the weather cooperated, he had the time and the opportunity to pull the car up, jack it up, take a look at it. And then my niece's boyfriend works on cars. He's rebuilding one right now. So he took a look at it too, I think. And really can't drive it right now. And it needs work that I don't have money for. So huge stressor. Huge. And then the ceiling in here started pouring down water. So I had to move everything off of here that might be in danger of water damage. Since I deal in vintage, I didn't want anything. I mean, glass can be washed. Some pottery can be. Things that are hand painted could not be back here anymore. So I had to do a huge shift. So second big stressor and a large amount of physical activity, because all of this was up on the mantle and had to be brought down with and then the weather dropped. We'd had some very nice 70 to almost 80 degree weather, and the temperature, the bottom fell back out again. We got below freezing at night. We had frost warnings. Then we've got rain. So now you've added that to already triggers things that would have set off a flare-up. And so when things set off a flare-up, any one of those things could have set off a chronic illness flare-up. Overactivity, stress, weather changes. We all know, and if you live with someone with chronic illness, you know those are the triggers. And so I had woken up, with that pinched, I've got an icy hot patch on there. I had woken up with that pinched nerve, just a stiff neck on Sunday morning last weekend. And, by the evening, then it was stabbing pain up into my brain. And so Monday I had to cancel Glass with Class, which then adds another layer of stress because now I've sold nothing. I have zero income coming in for the week. I rested. The ibuprofen was able to let me sleep, which doesn't happen a lot. But resting also causes me to hurt more. And I don't know how many other people with fibromyalgia that does that too, but I am someone who has to change position constantly because my muscles seem to get frozen in that spot and create more pain. So I toss and turn all night. I don't know that I'd ever be able to sleep next to someone again. I haven't lived with a partner. Oh, let me think. Gabe was 4 when we broke up. Because I've lived with my ex-husband, and then I lived with an ex-boyfriend. And when the ex-boyfriend and I broke up, Gabe was 4, so that was 2006. So I've not lived with another adult since 2006. So I had to share my space. So I toss and turn all night long, and usually get about 6 hours of laying down time before I have to get back up again because it hurts too bad. Pain wakes me up every morning. I will switch from one chair to another chair. Right now I'm sitting on a cushion on this chair, but a lot of times I take the cushion off. If I do any one thing for any amount of time, it causes a flare-up. So I can't stand for more than an hour. I can do some dishes, but I can't stand for more than an hour to do dishes. I can't sit for more than 2 hours, and 2 hours is my max. It absolutely kills me to do that. I just got notice that I am being considered for jury duty, and that's going to be a nightmare because I can't sit or stand that long. I know that this will be the time. I've been considered before and then told I wasn't needed. This is going to be the time that they're going to force me to do it. I just know it. So that adds more stress too. But yeah, so any one of those is a stressor. And it is so, so, so frustrating to be told by medical professionals that it's your fault because you didn't do A, B, C, or D. I have been told it's my fault because I wasn't eating right. And when I explain what I've done, because this is not the first time. In 27 years, there is not a healthy eating plan out there I have not tried. There is not a supplement I have not tried. There is not a therapy I have not tried. Acupuncture, water therapy, regular physical therapy, massage, exercise, yoga, Tai Chi, you name it, I have tried it. There is nothing that I have not tried, and all of them have failed me. All of them were so expensive that I had to sacrifice in other places in my life to be able to do them. So when a medical professional says, well, you're not eating the right thing, and you say, well, yes, I am. Here's what I'm eating. Well, you're not eating enough. Okay, but when I walked into this office, you told me I was obese or morbidly obese. Here's a reminder. The month that I found out that I had fibromyalgia, which was exactly a year after I'd had the original neck injury where the sign fell on my head at work, this is what I look like. This is me when I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I weighed 130 pounds. I was in a size 5 in clothing. I walked miles every day. I went out dancing for 4 hours. 4 hours solid. I didn't go out dancing and dance a dance and then sit and flirt. My friend who was trying to break into the dance industry, and I've told this story before, so it may sound familiar. We would go on a Wednesday night to the local gay bar when it was pretty dead and pump quarters into the jukebox so she could practice her dancing, and I just danced for the joy of it. It wasn't a social thing. We loved to dance, so we went and danced. It was exercise for us. So if I was diagnosed with chronic illness when I look like this shell has nothing to do with the chronic illness. It doesn't. So when a medical professional tells me it's my fault because I haven't done A, B, C, or D, it's infuriating because I have done all of those things multiple times, repeatedly, for the last 27 years. All of them. This is what I looked like at my heaviest. That's my beautiful daughter right there. But this is me at my heaviest. This is me now, almost 50 pounds lighter. No less pain than at this. I don't have any more energy than I had 50 pounds heavier. It's frustrating beyond belief, especially when your triggers are things you cannot control. Because even if I won the lottery and became a millionaire overnight and could pay off all of my debt and buy a reliable car and move out of my parents so I'm not a burden on them, I could still have flare-ups from the weather changing. There's nothing I can do to eliminate some of the things that trigger chronic illness. And so when people play the blame game, they have no idea what you are struggling with. They have no idea what you are dealing with. And they have no idea what 20 plus years of pain day in and day out has done to your personality, to your mental health, how it erodes who you are, how hard it is to continue to be kind in a world where there is no kindness to you. The weather hates you. Medical professionals traumatize you every time you're forced to go and see them. People don't understand. And the whole, well, you don't look sick. Oh my goodness. Except I do look sick. You may have caught me on the one good day I have this month. Or you caught me on the 20 minutes I pulled it together, acted like a normal human being before I'm sitting in a chair huddled into a ball of pain where I can't function because my brain is trying to deal with the amount of pain input coming in, and I can't even think to do anything else. That is the frustration of chronic illness. I have joked before that if I had the opportunity to give people my pain for 24 hours, I'd take it back. At the end of 24 hours, you can give it back to me. But I think it would change everyone's mindset if they could just experience it once. And here's what kills me is the brain's ability to completely forget pain immediately after you've had it. So if you say, well, have you had the flu? And people are like, yeah, I've had the flu. It's terrible. Well, that's what I deal with every day. Well, it can't be. No. Do you remember what it felt like? Do you remember how you couldn't crawl out of bed? Do you remember how horrible you feel? Do you remember that every single one of your muscles ached for the 3 to 5 days you had the flu or food poisoning? Well, you can't possibly feel like that all the time. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have days when it's a little bit better. But yes, we do. That complete, utter exhaustion, the muscle pain, this stabby brain pain, I make jokes about it because otherwise I would just lay down and die. But having this pain stab up through the back of my head into my brain. It's just about to make me lose my mind. I don't even know. So I've got my icy hot patch on. I've taken 4 ibuprofen before I had it sitting by my bed waiting. So when the pain woke me up, I was able to take ibuprofen. And I had cut the ibuprofen. I have used ibuprofen sparingly over the last 2 decades because I know the damage that it does to the stomach lining and then eventually causes other problems. But it's the only pain medication that does anything. And aspirin doesn't work and Tylenol doesn't work. Those 2 don't work for me at all. And of course, doctors aren't going to give you pain meds. I mean, I've had pain meds after like my C-section, after a bad car accident, after my hysterectomy. But even those kinds of pain meds work very sparingly. Like my dentist with the Vicodin, and I was like, no, Vicodin doesn't work for me. And they're like, we're not giving you anything strong. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Vicodin doesn't work at all. I'll take ibuprofen at home. It's fine. I don't want a prescription. And they're like, oh. Anyway, lost my train of thought there. So I've accomplished nothing this week. Nothing. I've not been able to do anything. I moved this stuff back here, but I didn't finish putting away the stuff that I took off of here. You can't walk through my room right now because everything is in chaos. I've been zero help to anybody in this household because I can't function. And it's so frustrating. Like, I don't even have words for it. And when you're in pain, your brain is working so hard at dealing with the pain signals coming in that if you suffer from ADHD, if you suffer from autism, if you suffer from depression, if you suffer from anxiety, if you suffer from bipolar disorder or schizophrenia or anything, the brain already doesn't brain correctly. And now all of your brain power is taken up with dealing with these pain signals coming in, and there is nothing left over to deal with anything else that you might have going on. So all of those things increase. So someone who suffers from depression, automatically, depression is going to be so much worse. Anxiety, same thing. ADHD symptoms, so much worse. The pain, that is all that your brain can do. So, mail that needed to go out. That reminds me, I've got to invoice somebody. Your brain can't brain. All it can do is deal with the pain input coming in and try to keep you from losing your mind. That is all that it can do. And I don't have an answer. And I know this is incredibly depressing, but if you're dealing with this, maybe it puts some pieces together for you, or maybe it just lets you know that you're seen. You are not crazy. You're not fat or lazy. If you're overweight because you're sick. You are not sick because you are overweight. Because this is the epitome of healthy. Look, I had abs. I was so active. I got sick first, and then I got fat. The sick came first. You are overweight because you are sick. You are not sick because you are overweight. And, losing this weight because I have lost, let me think. At my heaviest recorded weight, I was like 253.4, I think. And I had last week gotten down to 205.6. So 48 pounds from my heaviest to last week. I had lost 48 pounds. Now I've lost 20 plus pounds since January, mid-January. But when I tore my meniscus, which I didn't tear because I was overweight. It was torn because I had a previous knee injury from a car accident that it never healed. Because I don't know about you with your chronic illness, but for me, when I suffer a new injury, it never heals. Never heals. I will experience pain with it from now until I die. So the torn meniscus was not because I was overweight. It was because I'd had a previous car accident that injured that knee and hip. So I have constant knee and hip pain. And the orthopedist said, well, if you lose weight, you'll take pressure off of that knee and it'll feel better. Well, I am down 48 pounds from that knee injury, and no, my knee is in constant agony. It hurts to walk upstairs. It hurts to have any kind of pressure on it. And the hip, which did not hurt at first, and now hurts constantly too. So when you have fibromyalgia and or chronic pain just likes to hang around. Just your brain is like, oh, well, that pain's there. We're just gonna keep enjoying that pain. I don't know. Anyway, it's depressing and it's awful, and you're not alone. You're not alone. It's not your fault. Take it from somebody who has tried everything for 27 years. Even when you were perfect, even when you were perfectly following every food plan that you have been given, it is what it is. You have a chronic illness. It is in your DNA. So do not let people make you feel bad because you're not doing enough according to them. Because you are. And whatever it is that you're doing to survive today, good for you. Good for you. I'm proud of you. You're doing it. You're surviving. You're surviving a horrible chronic illness with horrible comorbidities, IBS and different arthritises, and sometimes Lyme disease was the cause of your chronic pain. Good for you. You did it today. You got through yesterday. You're getting through today. You'll get through tomorrow. And just don't listen to anybody who is adding more trauma to the trauma that your body is already betraying you with on a daily basis. That's all I got to say today. I hope that it helps someone. I know it's super depressing, and you can always skip this content and just hang out with me on my vintage channel, where I try to keep it light and fun and happy, because something needs to be. All right, guys. Bye.